Audrey, I'm so excited to welcome the three of you to Resilience Gone Wild. We have been planning this for months and months and months and months to honor you and I want to honor you and I want to honor our whole team, our dragon boating team, and to honor those who've survived, who've not survived in our memory, and who are supporters, like I am, of the strength and beauty and resilience of survivors of breast cancer. So, and other cancers, because sadly it seems like cancer seems to wander through our team in other ways as well. And it's incredible to be part of this group of amazing women. So Joanne, Pam, and Betsy, thank you for coming. If you just would each kind of say hi and tell us, about our dragon boating team and why you joined and when and what it's meant to you, just sort of off the cuff. Just who wants to go first? Pam, go first. Go for it.
Okay. I was going to let Betsy go first as well. But yeah, I joined about 2 years ago, and I just saw the team practicing on the Intercoastal, and I looked at their books, and I got the email. I Googled Lighthouse Dragons, and I saw, a pink ribbon somewhere. So I figured they're breast cancer related. And so I emailed, and it turned out to be Betsy. And then
that's so nice.
I went to the first practice, and as they say, I got bitten by the dragon. So it's been 2 years, and it's been wonderful. It's such a great group of people. They're so supportive. There's people at all stages. I am 30 years out. I'm a 30-year survivor. So, I'm maybe in a different place than some people, but some people are fighting it actively. Some people, are more newly diagnosed. So, it's just been great to be on the water, to be outside, and to be with such a wonderful group of people and I'm not a morning person, but I will tell you, I get up on Saturday mornings when I could be sleeping in, and I'm there at practice. So I love it.
8:30. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's not crowded on the water yet, and everyone's laughing and doing yoga together. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a great workout. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and a great workout too. Thank you, Betsy. Since the link came through you, yeah.
Well, I'm very privileged to have gotten Pam. I guess not gotten her in, but gotten to meet her first. So I'm Betsy, and I have been on the team for the 10 years since it's been in existence. I guess I'm one of the older members, but I was so excited to hear about it. That's when we have to give credit to our founding captain, Debbie Brooks, when she brought the team from Miami to West Palm Beach. When she moved there, she put out a little flyer at the Race for the Cure, where we were always participating. And when I saw the flyer, I said, what in the world is dragon boating, and why is it affiliated with breast cancer recovery? So I was all in. I think she'll tell you I was the first person to sign up.
Wow.
And brought some friends, and we have been in ever since. It's just exhilarating to be with a village, a team, the support, the strength, not only physical exercise, but the sisterhood, the camaraderie, the mental, spiritual, every other aspect. It's been so beneficial.
Okay. Joanne, tell us about your history and the love that you bring, because I have been to races with you, or a race with you, and away for the weekend, and you are all in.
I love it. So. It is so much fun. It brings such joy to my life. It's actually my meditation, dragon boating, because it's like that rhythmic. The rhythmic action, the rhythmic noise and everything, it just kind of gets me at peace. And I can't meditate on my own because I'm way too hyperactive, but it's like my only way I can meditate. And I heard about dragon boating through my oncologist at one of the lowest points in my life. I was so sad. I was just diagnosed. And there's a poster on the back of my door, and I'm waiting for the doctor, and I'm like, do you want to do something new? It said. I said, yes. You want to try dragon boating? I'm like, I have no idea what that is, but yes. So as I'm waiting, I emailed Laura Ham at the time, and she emailed me right back and said, come this Saturday. So I just jumped in. I thought, why not? But I said, I can't paddle because I just had surgery. I can't lift my arms. She goes, no problem. So I went out there and I just loved everyone instantly. And I had to go through another couple surgeries. So of course I couldn't really do very much until the next year, but that was 2018 and I am sold out. I love dragon boating. It's super fun. It's such good exercise, gets your lymphatic system going. And it's such a great way to meet wonderful ladies. There's not one mean person on our team. It's just super fun.
No,
So I'm happy to be part of it.
Yeah, everybody's there for all of their own plus the community reasons, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool what you said about the meditation, and I know that I've learned because it's not that easy to dragon boat really well, and to race and Joanne knows that I know that it's not that easy because
you're pretty good.
No, no, I was going to say the opposite. That like I keep learning new stuff from the person who's behind me, who's helping me, and if we're all paddling in sync, there's an amazing quiet, right? Like, and smoothness, and we're moving forward together. And if we're not 100%, literally like 100% in sync, we're not moving as fast. We're dragging each other down. It's so interesting. Like the currents move against you instead of with you. So, there's so much great metaphor there, right? Like if we're all in sync and we're all together and we're all supporting each other and that kind of thing. Does that anything come to mind? If you think about the story of this episode is in part that we draw strength from outside of ourselves. Just as you were going through, Joanne, like, it was hard to find the strength within you. It was a really down time. I'm not sure what Pam, you and Betsy went through in your own experiences, but like, it's hard. It's so hard sometimes when the weight of the world is on you for whatever reason, to find the strength. And that's when the outside strength, to draw from becomes so incredibly important. What's coming up for any of you around that idea?
I know. I couldn't get off the couch. I was so sad and feeling sorry for myself, which is not my personality. And I just thought I just needed to divert myself. Like I needed to change my direction. And I was always a tennis player. Obviously, I wasn't going to be playing tennis for a couple of years or whatever. So I needed something that would just something about the water. And I'm not a water person, which is really funny. I don't do anything on the water. I can barely swim. But for some reason, there's just this draw of floating on the water. It just sounded so peaceful and calming to me. So, and it sounded like sitting on the couch, but in a prettier environment. So that was it for me.
It worked. How about you, Pam and Betsy? Does something come to mind? But Betsy, what you got? I saw.
Well, it's funny when Joanne says she's not a water person. You would never know that. No. She's a mermaid in a complimentary way. And in my situation, I was and am a water person. I was already kayaking and paddleboarding and water sports when I learned about the team. But yet that's more of you can go with other people, but that's, sort of an individual solo activity. So when you get in the dragon boat, you have to congeal, whether you're in a 10-person boat or a 20-person boat. You listen to your drummer, you listen to your coach, and you're all in sync, like you said, together. And I called it kind of tribal. It is a meditative activity, and I found it just amazing from the beginning, just to learn. I learn every time I go out. 10 years later, I'm still learning to try to do it better, but it's still a wonderful thing.
And the support between each other on the boat, not just for, to keep the strength going if somebody sort of stops paddling and someone else eggs them on or says it's okay, or to do it better, like to be precise and to be able to all be in sync is so powerful that any tips, like any help is just so helpful. And I just thrive on that part of it. I love that part that we're all there supporting each other in such a deep and meaningful way and paying attention to each other. We're chatting and we get bawled out for chatting sometimes because we're not paying enough attention.
Debbie.
It's so hard to
Captain
focus.
Debbie, are you listening?
Exactly.
Coach Debbie.
So I thought of, for me, I wasn't part of the team way back then. I was up in Massachusetts, but the biggest source for me of outside, I was a new mom. Oh, so my daughter was beautiful. 3 months old when I was diagnosed. So she was my outside, my reason, my nurture. I just wanted to lose myself in her. And so I couldn't sit and, be so much into myself. I had to, Mother Nature had made me a mom. So then I just had to, raise her and spend my time with her. But I did go to a support group at the hospital. And we actually started it's called the Healing Garden up in Massachusetts. And so an outdoor space. And one of the women had a home with these gorgeous gardens, and they turned it into the Virginia Thurston Healing Garden there. So that's where I got and there's now a center that has all kinds of alternative, therapies and art and everything. So that's where that nurture came in. But I've always relied on the support of others. And this team, now that I've moved down here, has taken that. I had a little rough patch this summer, but it was just nice to have that camaraderie and everybody, like the support of I didn't tell everybody, but the support of people who knew. I had a little scare this summer, but everything's fine. But just to be part of that team and work together is really important, and when like they were saying, when we're all together, it's a beautiful thing. Like when we're all in sync with each other. And it is truly a tribe, Betsy. It is a great group of people, and just, we have fun, and we work hard too, though. We work hard.
Yeah. It's one thing being in a support group that, it's not really a support group, but it is. So if you have questions about, hey, what's this drug doing to you? How is it affecting you? You can talk about it, but you're doing something fun at the same time. So it's not like you're in this sad little room drinking your, styrofoam coffee. We're out on the water in a gorgeous environment, and there's like, hey, what do you think about whatever? And it's much more a positive support group. I agree with you, Pam. It's important to have that support.
And there's another aspect that is just coming, that's bursting at the seams, which is this connection with nature. Like, I'm hearing from each of you that, and I'm picturing, when we go in, you might not have been got comfortable with water, but you need to step in the water and to really wait in the water and feel the water before you get in the boat when it's your turn to get in, and so that we stay stable, and then to get the boat out until we wash the boat and we clean the boat. And there's just a lot of, and we do it at a boatyard in nature, and the sounds of nature, and we watch for manatees and for turtles and for birds, and we're just so, and your healing garden was also in a very natural setting. There's just so much, and this is a big part of Resilience Gone Wild, is that when we're in nature, life is just much better. Our bodies, our minds, everything's much better. And this is just such a magical part that's worked for me. Like, when I go to pickleball or I go to golf is a different issue. It's obviously in nature. But I feel like I'm surrounded by pesticides. But like when you're when you're in nature in this natural settings of the water and the gardens, there's just something that's incredibly meditative and healing and connected, and whoever you're with, you're in this common energy, right?
Well, I feel alive when I connect to the earth. So whether I'm digging in a garden, I know I did a lot of gardening after breast cancer, and I feel my hands in the soil and just feeling like I was connected. And then when your feet are in, like you said, you're in the water, you're stepping in the water, you're surrounded by nature. Like, I get to be here. I get to do this. I am grateful that I'm here, and it's such a gorgeous setting. And sometimes it's really, really hot down here in Florida, but it's so, what we see, and sometimes, we'll go on these little excursions to different little paths, and you're like in the mangroves and you see a raccoon and you see a heron, and it's just rays jump out of the water, and it's just so, I don't know, I feel alive, and that's and connected to the earth. And so I can definitely, it's a great way to reconnect and to just, I do it every Saturday for my sanity, because it, like Joanne said, it's meditative, and it's it helps you cope with life.
Yeah. And you get your exercise in for the day, right? We get our upper body exercise and our
or it's full body, not just
full
upper
body. I know, I'm supposed to be using my legs more. I know.
It's also nice that there's people that do this all over the world. So you can meet people at an event that might be from Australia or something. And then when you happen to be in that country or that city or whatever, you can connect with them and say, hey, remember we met at the Tampa race? And they're like, come on our team. So it's like a worldwide thing too. So you can really connect with people all over.
Have you been to, who's been to an internet? I know that we've been to other local
New
events.
Zealand.
Did you go to New
Florence,
Zealand?
right?
So, Betsy, you've been to New Zealand.
No,
Joanne,
I did not go to New Zealand. I paddled in Italy and Puerto Rico.
with the community.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Joanne,
with breast cancer. Yeah. So there's an international breast cancer event that's every, what is it, Betsy, every 3 or 4
Every
years?
4 years, like the Olympics, every 4 years. Well,
And we have an opening
theoretically.
ceremony, closing ceremony. We have the races for a few days. It's a 6-day long event. It's really amazing. You meet and greet, and it's from people from every country all across the world. It's amazing. And you are all in your, we do a parade of nations where we're all behind the American flag, or then the Australians are behind there, or Canadians, whatever. And you meet all these people. You trade your pins with each other. You trade your shirts. You'll take your shirt right off your back and hand it to someone from a team from wherever. And then when you go to that place again, they're like, oh, I remember. Come on. I'm in London, Ontario last weekend. And they're like, oh, why don't you come? And I lived in Ontario my whole entire life. Never went to this park until I met someone in New Zealand from my hometown.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Amazing. I have to say, when we were at the race in near Orlando, I'm drawing a blank of the name of the town. Another element was that we were sort of switching teams. Like we were helping each other out when they needed extra bodies. And it's all about this larger community and the endless support that we give to each other and honor each other with. So that was a really amazing experience when we did that.
That was Claremont, right?
Yeah. In Claremont, yes.
Yeah, that was
Pam,
great.
have you traveled for anything?
Not yet. Well, I mean, other than, just the local ones, but I'm excited because I'm on the team, the Sunshine Dragons, that's going to France next summer. So in about a year, Joanne and I are on the team to go to France near Switzerland.
We want Betsy to come too. So we're still hoping for Betsy.
And I have to say, the supporters aren't allowed to paddle in these international events, but we are so invited.
No, you're invited. And I think the
on.
last race of the whole event, is a supporter race. It was canceled in New Zealand because the weather was awful. So they had to cancel like 3 of our races, and they had the supporter race canceled. But typically the very last race of the event is the supporter one.
Wow.
So you can. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. So meaningful.
But these have to be, for these races every 4 years, you have to be a breast cancer survivor.
Right.
So that's what's really incredible.
Except for the final one for the supporters.
Right. And to come and cheer each other on, because you're not on the water the whole time. You're hanging out together and meeting each other and doing this for 6 days. So where does the dragon come in for you guys in this whole thinking? I mean,
I have a dragon right here.
Everybody's we're always wearing our dragons and tattoos of dragons. And there's like this real connection with the dragon. And it's not the fire breathing dragon as much as it's the power, strength dragon, right? But tell me about each of you, what your connection is to the dragon. Anyone?
Well, you said it, power and strength. I think that's the symbol. This had, Asian origins, the history of, and that's how I understand it. This was a method of kind of warfare between tribes or whatever. Instead of fighting each other, they would race the dragon boats, and that's whoever won was the champion. So that's always been a strong symbol. And when we've seen videos and some other teams from other countries paddle, oh my goodness, they're strong and they are fast and they have a whole different technique than we do. It's amazing to watch.
And they're all in sync, and they're all,
there are different methods. I've learned something from every coach I've ever paddled under. It's just nice to keep learning.
Yeah. Do you think of the dragon elsewhere? Like, does it come up for you in your thinking when you think you're heading to dragon boating? Does the dragon do anything as a metaphor for you?
I think it's power, and we're overcoming. That's what this is all about. Together, we can overcome. Together, we're stronger.
Yeah. And get strength from each other, right?
Yeah.
Betsy and I also got to go to Lake Lanier, which is in Atlanta area. And it's so cool. So the monks come out and they bless the dragon boat. And so the dragons are all sleeping. So they all have white eyes on all the dragon boats, because we have on the front of the boat the big head of the dragon and the tails on the back. And the monks will go and bless the boats, and they chant, and it's beautiful. And women can't stand next to the monks, which we learned we had to kneel next to them, but whatever. We forgave them for that. But anyway, so then the monks go and they open the eyes of the dragon. They put their pupils in with the paint, and they open up the dragon's eyes. So it's like we have to awaken the dragon to start the event. And it was so cool. Wasn't it, Betsy?
Yes, it is. Very cool.
Yeah, they have the dragon dances, and the people inside are doing all this really cool performance with the... Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
We saw a little
It's
bit
really
of that in
spectacular.
Sarasota as well at one of the training things we did. But I mean, for me, I never noticed dragons as much, other than my daughter watching Dragon Tales when she was little. But I never really noticed them. But now they're everywhere. I notice them wherever I
Yeah.
go in places I never did before. And
Right.
and definitely I feel so much stronger, so I can relate that way. Just my body has changed, and I feel strong, and I also feel fierce, not in a
Yeah.
bad way, but in a good way,
hmm
so
Yeah.
how I connect with the dragon.
Beautiful. Has there each have a story of like a moment, just a moment out on the water, or a moment with each other, or just some moment that you go back to and that just makes you smile, um, connected to dragon boating or dragons?
I think for me, it was my first race. I was at Synergy and just never done anything like that before. I've never been very athletic, and I was really sick too. I had a really bad sore throat, but I went anyway and I powered through. And but it was amazing. Just you're putting it all out there, and I felt like, how are they letting me in this boat when I'm not really sure what I'm doing? I was fairly new. It had only been a few months. I'm like, do they really want me in this boat? But
I
it
had the
was
same exact right, Joanne. I was like,
Yes.
and I'm still not sure I was of any great advantage being there,
You
except
were.
it was fun. So
You were.
But that first race, it was like, wow, I can do this. And I mean, I didn't feel like like I contributed a whole lot, but I didn't stop and I did it. And the
yeah,
encouragement was really amazing. And to see like the drummers and the costumes and the boats and the people and, just to see it all, it was, I won't forget that one. That first race for me was very special. And I maybe France will take that place when I get there. But for me, that's the most memorable thing that I go back to quite a bit.
it's beautiful. Yeah. Betsy, Joanne?
Well, I was thinking back, this may be a little more of a somber moment or point, but over the years we have lost a couple of our paddle teammates, and we have special ceremonial paddles in their honor. We go out and we may, share a little bit about what they've meant to the team, and sometimes we've had their name put on our paddles, and we never forget them. We paddle for those who can't anymore. So that's a wonderful thing. We all are very united that way.
Yeah, across the world, right?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And my memorable time was when my daughters wanted to support me in some way. I have 3 daughters, and they were young when I went through it. So they're middle school, elementary, and one was in high school. And my little one always wanted to do something. So she decided, Mom, you do so much for me. I'm going to join your team. So she joined as a little dragon. So our coach, Debbie, dressed her up like a little dragon, put like little horns on her and like little wings and a tutu and scales and everything else. And she decided, okay, I'll do this, one time or whatever. So she was drumming, and then she got really into it. And then she started yelling at us to go, whatever, stay in time. And then she decided to start steering the boat, and she really had a good time. She's off at university, so she can't do it now, but that was so much fun. And she just felt like she was like supporting, my dragon boating journey and my breast cancer journey by being a part of the team. And that was so nice of her. It was so special. And I loved that. And everyone wanted to take their picture with the little dragon. It was really cute.
Right.
So I love that.
It's actually fun because at the races, the drummer gets dressed up like a dragon, and it just makes, and they dress up the boat like a dragon. It's just I didn't expect it, and it was this added layer of just joy and power, right? To like have these dragon heads and tails, and the drummer like really into it. Very exciting to be in that sort of space and empowering.
Yeah.
And I think the flower ceremonies that they have at some of the events are like Betsy was saying, to remember, those who have lost the fight, and then those who are fighting, and those who yet to be diagnosed. So I think that those are very touching times. And even 30 years out, I still cry. It's it's with you forever, once you're part of it. But the flower ceremonies are very moving and touching as well when they have those.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I find that I get that emotional connection when, in our chat within the Dragon Boat team, there's often someone who isn't well, right? Whether it's them or it's their spouse and the support that no one shies away from, and that is, it's not something to feel uncomfortable about, but just to feel that there's this strength that comes from the community. And you just feel this strength building around, and love building around the person who is struggling at that time. And it just feel like that weight lifts from that person, at least for a time, by being in that incredible community. Did you guys, where do you you had your support groups, your garden groups, like what does that do for you? Like we're speaking to a breast cancer caring community who are listeners, what do you offer? What messages and advice can you offer to anyone who's listening about, how to do this better, how to build more resilience, how to find more joy in this experience and come out the other side as the amazing women that you are?
It's so strange because breast cancer, any kind of cancer, is so awful, but you can always find good in everything. So being a breast cancer survivor, I was miserable during it, but now it has opened up so many new things to me. So like I wouldn't have met Betsy or Pam if I didn't have breast cancer. And Betsy even, she encouraged me to do the Komen Warrior thing, which I didn't want to do, but I did. And it was actually a really great experience. But it's just so many different venues you can go to and so many different races you can join into, and they really try to support you. And I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have the cancer. So it's kind of almost a blessing in a backhanded kind of way to have had it, because you join this. I don't want anyone to join our club, obviously. I want everyone to be healthy. But once you're in the club, I mean, you really connect with a lot of people that you wouldn't have connected with before, which really enriches your life.
Yeah.
Well, it welcomes you into a tribe, right? We all need belonging, and we all need the support of community. And that's a lot of what's been lost in our current cultures, where we don't support each other the same way. And we've lost the sort of the tribal, even, getting together to garden together or to read together or to quilt together. We're spending so much time alone, and, the access to a community that can be there for you, and you don't have to shy away from your past and your struggles and how hard it was, and you have an access point to support others. It's a beautiful thing. Like, talk about a silver lining.
Well, I think that nobody understands. People try to understand, like my family can't, if they haven't had breast cancer, you can't understand the experience. I mean, your family goes through it too. Everybody goes through it. But that person who has experienced it, to be among those people who get it. And you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to explain yourself. They understand, they've been through it. And I was so touched that I have a dear friend going through chemo. She had her third chemo yesterday. And so many of the people on the team talked to her when she was trying to make her decisions. And, she's kind of feels like she's alone. And I want to remind people that you're not alone. Like, reach out and, wherever you can, try to find a support group or make some connection to tap into whatever breast cancer resources are in your area, because I think it makes a huge difference that you're not, whether it's, a church community, just try to tap in, or the sport. I mean, there are dragon boat teams all over, so Google a dragon boat team and see if there's one around you. But I don't think anybody should do it alone. My friend's not married. She doesn't have a spouse, so she takes care of her family. So it's really hard for her. So that's what I was so touched, that they took the time and really helped her make her decisions. And, she's powering through, but just a reminder that, and I think, like Joanne said, life is sweeter after it. It's a horrible thing to go through, but afterward, I have such an appreciation, and I'm, instead of saying I have to do this, I get to do this. I'm here and I get to do this. So I just am so grateful and feel so blessed to still be here after all this time. But I'm so grateful for these women and this team, that is such an amazing support. So just remember, you're not alone.
I love talking to your friend, actually. It was so good because it makes me feel like I was useful for something. I didn't go through it for in vain. It's useful for someone else that's going to go through it in the future. So you can actually use what you know already to help someone else. That makes everybody feel good. So thanks for doing that, Pam.
Thank you.
Oh, so beautiful. Betsy, do you have some thoughts on this?
Well, we also certainly appreciate our supporters like you, Jessica, because we get to meet people that we wouldn't have met otherwise as well. And it is a blessing. And we do like to get involved in the community and educate, people around us about our sport and the benefits that it has. And if we're going to wrap up at some point, we would be remiss without mentioning our big event coming up. We're having an ice paddle October 11th. If you're in this area in Florida.
Paws in Pink. Yep.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah. So all month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And there's all kinds of fabulous events, and including your Paws for Pink. So do you want to talk a bit about it? Go for it.
Well, pause in the word pause, P-A-W-S. We're inviting people to bring their dogs who like the water to get on their paddleboard or their kayak or maybe in the dragon boat. We haven't really decided about all that yet. It'll be great fun. It'll be a nice paddle together, all as a community. And it's to bring light to our cause and our mission and our team and our sport.
It's our 10-year anniversary. So we're going to do it on October 11th. So we're going to celebrate our 10 years of paddling with this team.
It's in Jupiter at Blue Line Paddle in Guanabanas on the inlet there. And people can bring their pets, and their spectators can watch too. And then we're going to have surprises for the best costume. Everybody's supposed to dress in pink. And also we're going to be honoring some of the people who have done so much for breast cancer awareness and our team. So it's going to be a great celebration, and we're hoping to turn the Intercoastal into a sea of pink on that October.
Right. We'll be paddling by our Jupiter Lighthouse, which is our symbol, our beacon. That's where we all started, in view of our lighthouse.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful community.
And there'll be a mutt rescue there that if you, and you can bring your own dogs if your dogs like the water and they want to paddleboard with you or whatever, bring them with you. It'll be fun.
Okay. So just sort of to wrap it up, when you think about resilience and dragon boating and breast cancer and your lives and all that, how has dragon boating changed how you think about the strength that you carry?
Well, for me, I've certainly done things that I never thought I would be able to do. And what I mean by that is some of these races and festivals are super exciting. I mean, I'm not normally super competitive, but it brings out a good competition in you. And if you have the good peer pressure of other teammates around you that are depending on you, you're going to dig in and you're going to bring out some extra strength, and you wouldn't have done it otherwise. So I have seen some amazing results happen in these races that we're thinking, wow, can you believe we did that? It's great.
It's awesome. Yeah, I felt like that when I was up in Claremont. Yeah. How about you, Pam and Joanne?
I mean, like Betsy, I feel stronger, way stronger than when I started. And you're not sure, because I've tried some other things before that I didn't stick with and didn't really do it for me. But I'm definitely passionate about this, and just to dig deeper, and find the strength that you think, oh, I can't do this, and then somehow you're working together, and you don't want to let anybody down, and you have to be in sync. Right. You have to be together, because if you aren't, you're gonna crash into somebody else's paddle and throw everybody off. And
been there, done that. Yeah.
Timing is important. But just feeling, even as I'm getting older, but feeling stronger than I ever was before, and just blown away that, like, wow, my body can do this after all it's been through, through chemo and surgeries and all kinds of stuff, and I can do this, and I'm strong enough to do it, and getting stronger with every year. So I want to be doing this in my 90s.
No, me too.
That's my goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, some sports you can't do after a certain age, but this is one you can do your whole life pretty much. So that's great. And I'm a very competitive person, but in dragon boating, I don't feel competitive. I just feel like I want to be part of something, like a team. And we're all in, like you said, timing, Pam. Like I want to be in timing with everybody. Whereas in tennis, I just want to smash the ball at somebody. So it's really great to have that different perspective in a sport where I don't want to hit someone with something. I just want to be with somebody and be in timing with them. And yeah, I just love that part of dragon boating. It's completely different than I was a competitive soccer player. I coached for many years. Tennis is one of my sports. I love golf, like you said, with all chemicals and everything included. But anyway, but dragon boating is completely different. It's competitive against the other teams, but you'll always win in your lane, as we say. So
Yeah.
as long as we're all together, we're all going to
held
win.
with that one every time we came in last in Claremont. Yes, we won our lane.
Exactly, we did.
Except with that one team, remember we joined up the community team. They were supposed to have a whole bunch of people come, and they ended up only having 2 people show up. So then our team jumped in to help them, and we all bonded together, and we ended up winning first place for them because they were the only community team.
We were the only team.
And we got a medal. They got a beautiful medal.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Yeah. There's one more aspect that I get lit up by, which is we have to commit to showing up according in this app the day before. And there's something about you can't drop out because there's this whole plan with where you sit and to balance the weights. Like you are an absolute important aspect of the team. And if you don't show up, you let people down. It's not about you. It's about the team. So, on Saturday morning when it's like either 50 degrees out or your bed is comfy and you're like, I don't want to go. You don't want to be the one to write in that app, sorry, I'm not coming. Don't feel like it. Like you don't do that. Like because you don't let people down. Right. So I find this whole other aspect of just, supporting others and not letting people down. That is a big part of it.
And I love how you said the balance too, because you're figuratively and literally, literally you want to balance the boat, but figuratively you don't want to throw the balance off by not showing up and people are waiting for you and expecting you. And so it's funny.
Well, and sometimes the boat can't even go if there's not enough people and you need the steer and you need, so it's on the weekend sometimes, do we have enough? If you're that 6th person and you pull out, then nobody else can go. So you definitely want to show up for your team. So.
Which is such a beautiful thing. Show up for each other. Yeah, it's beautiful. So any last words you want to say, some gratitude to someone or offer some last words of wisdom to wrap us up that is just bursting from you that you'd like to share?
I want to say thank you to you for having us on and letting us share.
Sure,
yeah.
Thank you, Pam.
And we have a great leadership. We're very blessed to have some people that really do put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. And it does take some logistics and organization to make it happen. It doesn't just fall into place by itself. So I'm grateful to everybody. Everybody pulls their weight, does their part.
Well, and our captain, Debbie, and Coach Scott and Debbie Brooks for starting it. There's so many people. I mean, I'm sure I'm leaving somebody else, but I mean, those are the key players who teach us and all the steerers and, keep us
I
going.
honor the steerers because if you don't have a steerer, and there are people who are just like, sure, I'll try it. And it's a little scary up there. You could fall in, right? Like, and you can crash the boat if you're not like,
I was even surprised at drumming the first time I ever drummed. Like it's rocky up there and you're a little more, likely to maybe go over if a weight comes or something. It's like, hold on. So I'm surprised at that. Yeah.
I have to say it's a weird place to be. You're like looking out over everyone and you have this sort of power and you don't want to, but you don't want to mess people up. You're like, if you get them out of sync, like it's all on you, which is ridiculous because all you're doing is hitting a drum. But it's such a beautiful spot to be in. And you guys pushed me. You're like, just try it. Just go up there and try it. And you get afraid that you're going to tip the boat by getting up there and coming down off there, but it's a lot of fun. There's so many different aspects to being on this team. Like everybody is playing a different role. The first row, I mean, Joanne, you're often in the first row, right? Like you are leading us with the rhythm,
the stroke,
the drummer, the steerer, the captains, people planning the teams, people planning the community, and the people in the back of the boat or who are newer usually. Like we all have our own uniqueness and our own individual importance, and we all need to be together as a team to support each other. So many aspects around that about the joy of it and the beauty of it and the dragon of it.
And I want to add too, like if somebody's curious after listening to this about what is a dragon boat, I mean it's basically synchronized, canoeing, paddling, but try it. What have you got to lose? Get in the boat, try it. If you don't like it, no pressure, but you might love it and want to stay. It's amazing. So Saturday mornings at 8:30 at Winters Park on Ellis and Wilson and Palm Beach Gardens, and Sundays and Tuesdays, and we're out there. So Lighthouse.
Yeah, and that's just our team.
Yeah,
There's
that's just
teams
our
all
team.
over the country and all over the world.
So at least that's where we are. So come give it a go. We'll welcome you into our boat, and nothing to lose.
I don't know anybody who walked out thinking that wasn't an incredibly beautiful experience. So, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. Have fun this afternoon as you go out paddling. I wish I was there, and I can't wait to get back down to Florida. So I'll see you.
We can't wait to have you.
Yes, we're glad to get
Hurry
here.
back.
We
No,
love
3
your
times a
spirit.
week. I'm coming back.
Hurry back.
Good.